Good evening, Bahamas. Coming up tonight on our news.
The Prime Minister and a large delegation of government officials tour Baha Mar.
The health minister looking to fix age-old problems in A&E here at Princess Margaret Hospital.
Our news takes a taste of Baha Mar.
Our news is brought to you by Alive, the nation's newest and best LTE network.
Good to be alive.
Welcome to our news and thanks for joining us. I'm Vonique Toot. Topping news tonight, Prime Minister Dr. Hubert Minnis today dodged questions about his current relationship with former Baha Mar developer Sarkis Ismailian, who recently asked government to place a moratorium on the sale of the Baha Mar resort. But Dr. Minnis, who had been critical of the sale of Baha Mar under the former Christie administration, now says his government is committed to seeing it succeed. Jasmine Brown reports.
It was the Prime Minister's first official visit to the mega resort, as he pledged his administration will do whatever it can to ensure it's successful.
Pre and post-election, we've always said we would like to see Baha Mar open. We think it would benefit the Bahamian populace, it would benefit the economy.
Minnis spoke with reporters moments after he and more than a dozen cabinet ministers and members of parliament wrapped up a tour of the multi-billion-dollar Baha Mar project. On the campaign trail, the Free National Movement suggested the now unsealed Baha Mar documents may have contained troubling information. But Attorney General Carl Bethel has since said that the documents contain nothing unusual that would prompt the government to renegotiate its terms. Dr. Minnis has also indicated the F&M would resell Baha Mar. He was asked about his previous comments today and his current relationship with Chow Tai Fook Enterprises.
I am a very, very approachable, friendly individual, and I am friendly with everybody.
The Prime Minister also made it clear that his ministers will not seek sweetheart deals with Baha Mar.
Oh, my cabinet ministers are very, very sensible. They won't. You can be reassured of that.
The tour came nearly a month after former developer Sarkis Ismailian urged the Minnis administration to impose a moratorium on the completion of the Baha Mar sale. This was the Prime Minister's response when asked about that request.
I answered all your questions. Thank you very much. We must go back to cabinet.
Reporting for our news, I'm Jasmine Brown.
Baha Mar's occupancy level has nearly doubled, according to Baha Mar President Graham Davis, who says things are quickly ramping up at that resort.
Right now we're over 50% occupied, which is excellent, and as I said before, ramping up quickly. So everything is as projected, as we want, is ramping up thoughtfully, making sure that we're delivering an exceptional experience. Now, on the group market, in the meeting planning community, we have exceptional feedback right now. We have we've been open over 60 days, over $75 million already in definite and tentative and prospect right now for those are in revenues for group business.
In early June, Tourism Minister Dionisio de Aguilar revealed that occupancy at Baha Mar was under 25%. He suggested this was due to the premature opening of the mega resort. Today, Davis said not only is occupancy up, so are hires.
We're over 2,000 associates and growing rapidly. We'll be over 4,000 by year end.
Davis says they are confident they will meet several key deadlines.
Again, we're on track with our SLS opening. What you saw today is all of our furniture is here. We're just putting down a new floor, which takes very little time, and making sure that we're up and running here for the fall.
One man is dead and another in critical condition tonight after a midday murder on Quarry Mission Road. Now, police are on the hunt for the 4 suspects they believe are responsible for this latest shooting death. Christina McNeil tells us more.
The body of one of the victims was loaded into the back of a hearse as family members and friends looked on. A Defense Force officer believed to be the brother of one of the victims had to be carried away by police as he was overcome by grief. Police say 2 men were sitting in a yard on Quarry Mission Road around 12 p.m. when 4 men in a vehicle approached them.
When this vehicle pulled up, the 4 males exited the vehicle armed with firearms, opened fire on them, and shot 2 of the males. One of the males was fatally shot on the scene. Another was chased a bit and shot, and he was taken to hospital in a private vehicle.
Senior Assistant Commissioner Stephen Dean says police are now searching for those believed to be responsible for the shooting. Preliminary reports suggest that one of the victims may have been known to police and may have been wanted or out on bail.
Police are actively at this moment looking for 4 male occupants of a silver or grayish color Tiana vehicle who are responsible for this latest shooting incident. We are asking members of the public who might have information regarding the whereabouts of the vehicle or who might have been in this area to please call the police at 919 or 911.
Dozens of residents looked on as police secured the crime scene, some of them visibly shaken by the scene that unfolded just minutes before. However, Dean assured residents that police are taking these recent murders seriously, increasing police presence and patrols across New Providence.
We are on top of this. The past recent murders, we just had one where a man was shot in the Grove area. We already have a suspect in custody for that murder. We are confident, based on our investigations and based on the support that we are getting from the public and what we are getting on the ground, that we will have these perpetrators into custody. But we cannot do it alone. We are asking public support.
He maintained that police need the cooperation of members of the public to bring criminals to justice.
We have to report incidents because we know sometimes we see these things trending. We see the little feud that occurs. We have reports of many fights in areas and people don't report these things. People know of persons who are walking blatantly through these communities with firearms. We are asking you to please turn those persons in because that same gun could be responsible for your life. Of course, you're dead.
Our News understands the second shooting victim is listed in critical condition. Reporting for Our News, I'm Christina McNeil.
The Ministry of National Security is considering tightening its vetting process. This after a prison and defense force officer recently admitted guilt in relation to drug and firearms charges.
Are we concerned? I continue to say that we are. And there's a lot of work that we have to do on the back end, especially in relations to the way we recruit, the type of individuals we recruit, the quality of officers or individuals we bring into these respective departments.
On Monday, a young prison officer pleaded guilty to drug and firearm charges. National Security Minister Marvin Dame said while officers are expected to uphold the law, they are also expected to obey it.
We will recruit the brightest and the best and those who come in with their hands clean, not who enter these agencies with a focus of reaping what they can reap for themselves.
Health Minister Dr. Dwayne Sands today stepping out on a limb, making a bold promise to fix decades-old problems at Princess Margaret Hospital. He spoke with reporters outside Cabinet today. Here's Kyle Joaquin.
For years, A&E here at Princess Margaret Hospital has posed an issue for successive governments as well as the Bahamian people. But today, while speaking to reporters, Health Minister Dr. Dwayne Sands gave this assurance that he hopes to fulfill by the end of his 5-year term.
When we get done in this 5 years, it will be the best emergency department in the Bahamas and in the Caribbean. Full stop.
Long wait times and inadequate equipment will become a thing of the past once he's done with upgrades to the Accident and Emergency Department of Princess Margaret Hospital, according to Health Minister Dr. Dwayne Sands. He said it's now time for a complete overhaul of the department, which sees an estimated 55,000 to 60,000 patients a year.
We combine that with the fact that we have a number of beds in hospital that are out of commission, 67 or so beds that are out of commission. And the fact that we don't have beds to move admitted patients into, some of them wind up in what we call virtual wards. Some of them wind up staying in the emergency room until patients are discharged.
The health minister's comments come on the heels of a series of challenges experienced at A&E over the weekend. Sands told the Tribune recently that water from a broken pipe impacted the CAT scanner and ultrasound equipment, and there were no available beds in the female medical ward. He added that the perfect storm of problems was caused by years of dumb and inappropriate decisions. Then there are the equipment challenges and issues in the operating room.
Understand that the final place of domicile for many of these patients is accident emergency, and the impact on waiting times is significant.
There's an endless amount of horror stories that come from A&E and PMH, including people forced to wait ridiculously long hours. However, Sands says doctors, nurses, and other staff deserve some credit given the lack of equipment and less than favorable conditions they've had to work in.
Bear in mind that many, many lives have been saved in accident emergency. And every life that you don't save is deflating to the individuals who have attempted to save those lives. So whether it's because we don't have enough blood, or whether it's because we didn't have the ideal equipment, or the CAT scanner wasn't working, or what have you, for those professionals, nurses, EMTs, physicians, etc., it is a terrible blow.
Dan says something must also be done with the morgue at PMH.
A lot of the work done in the morgue is actually forensic work done, autopsies done for the courts. The spectacle that often accompanies the violence in our country is an unfortunate spectacle.
He said the government is now looking at establishing a national medical examiner's facility, a national blood bank, and a national reference lab, all in a new building. In addition, government is in the process of acquiring a new CAT scanner, new MRI, and additional ultrasound and X-ray machines. For our News, I'm Kyle Joaquin.
Still to come on our news, Cleophas Adderley to be laid to rest this weekend, plus how you can experience the taste of Baha Mar, so stick around.